So today we're going to look at the brand new Waves plugin called Berzerk, and it's a distortion plugin that could do some really cool things. It's not just standard distortion. It has a couple other things. It has feedback, it has a dynamic section, an EQ section. I've been messing with a couple things, and I want to show you guys how crazy of a sound you could get out of it, or if you want to just get basic distortion out of it. Alright, so that's my kick drum as is, and then here it is with some crazy stuff going on with this plugin. So this is just messing with the feedback, which sounds really trippy, and it's doing like pitch bending as well, so you have two different sections of low to high. Now let's just go ahead and look at some of the basic distortion stuff. So I'm going to take this feedback blend off. So now we can hear just that distorted drive, and I'll show you a couple things with the character and a couple other parts to it. But let's mess with the drive going from low to high and then back, and then we'll go through the character. So we'll set the drive right there. This density section right here is going to determine the intensity of the weird shape that this go button does, and every time you click it, it's a very unique change to the signal here. So I'm going to turn this up all the way so you could really see the changes that are being made, and then I'm going to hit this go button and you'll see it switch up. So it's going to change there, it's going to change there, it's going to be different every single time, and it'll never go back to the exact same one. So once you find a sound that you like, save it as a preset, because you'll never be able to find it again. Alright, so let's just stick with that one. And then I'm going to go through the characters and show the different types of sound you could get from it. So here's the first one. So those are the different types of character. Some interesting stuff in there. I like the trippy one. It's more of a fat sound. And then I'm going to mess with this over here. You have stereo, the mid, and then the sides. So some MS processing. I love MS processing. I love being able to affect the mid and the sides different. So let's listen to that. As you hear, there's not a whole lot going on the side information, so it just sounds like my normal kick because it's mono, or it's pretty much summed to the center. Now if I throw this feedback loop back on, you'll start hearing that side information. So you have that weird, it sounds like really phased out. It's like a weird sound where you have just the side information, and then the mono was dead center, and then stereo, you have both. So you could get really creative sounds when you're doing that stuff. But I love that it has that MS capability. With input, same with a lot of other plugins, but it's going to determine how things function. There is a dynamic section in here. If you're hitting it too hard, you could be going above and really changing how this whole plugin functions. If you're hitting it too soft, the dynamic section might not even be able to pick it up. So you need to hit it at a good amount. It has this little LED type of light where if it's in the green, usually you're going to be okay. but just make sure your input is at a decent level. If you're in the red all the time, you're going to be going overdriving it and just going to be too much. So set your input so it's at a good level. I'm already going in at a decent level, so I don't need to change the input much. Let's look at the EQ section here. You have your lows, your mids, your highs. The Q is going to be on the top, so how wide or narrow do you want it? And then the frequency, you could set the low frequency from 550 at the top end all the way down to 60 hertz. And then the mids, it's 800 hertz up to 2500 hertz. And then the high end is 3K up to 11K. Let's look at the bottom section here. We have the temperature. It gives it a nice warm sound to it. If you go into the red over here compared to the blue, it's not as warm of a sound. So let's hear the blue. Notice how when I go into the red, it gets more of like this warm, like beefed up sound. So it just depends on what you're going for. I prefer a bit of the warm, but you could go in the middle, somewhere where it's a blend of the two. And then your mix knob, so if I put it on 0, it's just going to be my kick drum. 100% is that full sound we were just hearing, and then I can mix it. Output, turn it down if you have a bunch of stuff adding gain to it. Turn it up if you have a bunch of stuff bringing the gain down, and just get your original level. I have a minus 2.5 on here. So that's pretty much all the controls here. There's an HD. This is just to bring up like really quiet sounds. I read it really quickly in the manual. Yeah, the high definition switch provides improved output of low level signals. So yeah, definitely check out the manual when you get this. By the way, this is a free plugin right now during the Black Friday weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's free to download. So go ahead and click on that link down below in the description. It'll take you over to this plugin and you could pick it up. So thank you guys for watching. Have fun with this new plugin, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.